Hello everyone. Today we will start Microsoft Excel tutorial. Lesson 1. Introduction. Microsoft Excel is a powerful tool that lets us analyze numerical and problems. Let us begin. We will first launch Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel lets us use different templates, but we will first click on the blank workbook. This is the basic Microsoft Excel interface. Every single cell over here has an identity. The cell that is currently selected is called A1 because these are columns. This is the first column, column A, and these are the rows, row 1, row 2, row 3. So when we select the first cell, it is column A, row 1. Therefore, the cell is called A1. We can find the identity of any cell on the corner over here. So when we select a random cell, that is column C, row 5, the cell is called C5. We can input various variables and numbers and letters into different cells. Let us begin. In cell number 1, let us type name. We type name. As you can see, there is a formula box over here, and on the formula box the word name has been typed. When we press enter, name has been inputted into the cell. On the second cell, B1, we type student ID. Student ID. We press enter. Every time we press enter, we select the cell beneath the first cell. In the third cell, that is C1, we type institute. Institute. We press enter. As you can see, cell B1 that has student ID written on it has been hidden by cell C1. If we wish to see this cell, we can increase the width of a column. So column B is not sufficient wide enough to accompany the words written into it. So we take our cursor in between B and C, and we see an icon appears with arrows on both sides. We click it, hold it, and move it. This is how we can increase the width of a cell. Now we go to A2. Let us type our name. We press enter. As you can see, before I press enter, I have inserted my name Tanveer Ahmed, but this name has entered the second column. But when we press enter, it is taking two columns to accompany the name. So we select column B, row number 2, that is B2. On B2, if we enter our student ID, let us just randomly type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Enter. As you can see, the word Tanveer Ahmed that is still written inside it can be seen in the formula bar. But it is not visible in our cell. We can choose to do two things. We can increase the width of a column. That way we can see it. There is something else we can do. We select the cell and we select this option, wrap text. As you can see here, when we press wrap text, the text will be wrapped and we can see everything that is visible inside it. Similarly, when we type institute, Daffodil International University, and we press enter, Daffodil International University takes up a lot of space. The writing is inside cell C2. However, it can be visible in cell D and E. But although this writing covers all these spaces, if we select D2, there is nothing inside D2. If we select E2, there is nothing inside E2. This entire writing is in C2. So if we want to make it visible into one cell, we click wrap text. As you can see, the entire text has been wrapped into one cell. We can choose to increase the width of a column. That way we can see the entire text. Now we can customize the letters by select multiple cells. We take our cursor to the middle of a cell and then we hold the mouse button and we select multiple cells. We can make it bold, we can make it italic, we can make it underlined. We can get rid of the italic by clicking on it again. If we wish to increase the text size, we can change the font size from here. As you can see, student ID is no longer visible. So we can increase the width of this column. Now, if we wish to insert another row before row 1, we want to type personal details or personal information in another row. We want to insert that row before row 1. So we select row 1. How do we select row 1? Take the mouse to the 1 and you can see an arrow appears. Click on this arrow and now you will find an option that says insert. So we click below insert, we click insert and we click on insert sheet rows. And as you can see, we have inserted another blank row before our row 2. So now, as you can see, name, student ID and institute was in row number 1, but we have successfully inserted another row over here. Now let us type personal details. Personal details. Enter. Now we wish to merge all 3 cells to make one single cell. We want personal details to appear in the middle. So we select all 3 cells and we click merge and center. This merges 3 cells into one single cell. So as you can see, this is now A1, not A1, B1, C1, but they all have been merged into one single cell, A1. And personal details is now written in the middle. We can make it bigger, we can make it bold, we can change the color if we wish to. This is how we can modify text in Excel. Now let us input different variables. So if we wish to delete row or delete columns, we can do so by selecting the column and pressing the delete cells over here. If we press delete cells, the cells are deleted and the entire row is also deleted. If we want to delete everything, we can choose to select everything. To select everything, we take our mouse to the middle of a cell, we select it, we hold it, and we select all the columns and we go to delete. As you can see, everything has been deleted. Now let us input formulas. To input a formula, we must press equal. By pressing equal, we can input different formulas. So let us try something. Let us type a number, 35. Enter. Now let us type another number, 25. Now we wish to add number 1 and number 2. So if we want to find the sum of 35 and 25, what we have to do is add A1 and A2. 35 is in the cell A1. 25 is in the cell A2. Therefore, if we want to add, what we have to do is press equals, then we type A1. As you can see, A1 is written blue because 35 is in the cell A1. Then we press plus, then we press A2 because 25 is in the cell A2. As you can see, this formula also appears in the formula box. Now we press enter. As you can see, 60. 35 plus 25 equals 60. Let us do that again. We delete it. Let us delete it. We press the delete button. Now, if we normally type A1 plus A2 and we press enter, the result does not appear. Why? Because we forgot to type the equal sign. So if we want to edit this, we double click it. When we double click a cell, we can type. So we take the cursor to the beginning and we press equals. When we press equal, A1 appears blue, A1 cell appears highlighted in blue, A2 appears red, so A2 cell appears red, and we press enter. Simple. The result has appeared. Now let us find the subtraction. We want to subtract A1 and A2. We want to find what is the result of 35 minus 25. So we select A4. In this box A4, we want to find the result of the cell A1 this minus A2. So what do we type? We type equals A1 has been highlighted, minus A2. As you can see, A1 and A2 both have been highlighted. So our formula will now subtract cell number A1 and cell number A2. When we press enter, we have the subtraction. 10. 35 minus 25 is 10. Although we see 60 and 10 in these boxes, when we look at the formula for A3 in the formula box, we find the formula is written A1 plus A2. The formula bar for the cell A4 is A1 minus A2. A1 is this cell, 35, A2 is this cell, 25. Now, if we change the value in A1, let us type 40. Both the results in A3 and A4 have changed because the formula for A3 was A1 plus A2. The value in A1 is 40. The value in A2 is 25. Therefore, 40 plus 25 equals 65. Similarly, 40 minus 25 equals 15. This was 60 and 10 before we changed 35 to 25. Let us change it again. If we press 35, the values in A3 and A4 change again because the formula is A1 and A2. Easy. Let us do something difficult this time. We select the cells and we delete them. Task number 1. We type number 1. Then we go to cell B1. We type number 2. We go to C1. We want to find the addition of cell 1 and cell 2. In D1, we want to find the subtraction between number A1 and A2. For E1, we type multiplication. So we want to multiply two numbers. And for F1, we type division. because we want to divide two numbers. Now, let us input a few numbers over here. Number 1, 5. We press enter. We automatically move into A3. Let us type 10. Enter. Let us type 15. Enter. Now, this is a series that has 5, 10, 15. So what will be the next number? The next number will be 20. The next number will be 25. The next number will be 30. So we are working with a series. You and I understand this series. Excel understands it too. Therefore, we want Excel to automatically fill up the rest of the boxes. So we select 3 cells, 5, 10 and 15. We select them by holding the mouse left click button and selecting them. Now, to continue the series, we take our cursor to this corner. You see this little box right here, this green box? When we move our mouse to the corner, the box turns into a black plus sign. Now it is a white plus sign. And when we move our cursor to the corner, we see a black plus sign. This is the automatic fill-up bar. When we hold this and select down, you see the preview: 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So Excel automatically understands this pattern. We continue up to 50. When we let go, we see the repetition of the numbers: 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So Excel automatically understands the pattern and continues. In number 2, let us type even numbers: 2, 4. What is next? 6, 8, 10, 12, right? So we select 2 and 4 at once. We go to the corner and we continue downwards. Excel automatically fills up all the boxes up to 20. Now we will make the numbers a bit larger. Now, A column contains number 1, B column contains number 2, C column will contain the addition of number 1 and number 2. So in the cell C2, this cell C2, we will add number 5 and number 2. What is the sum? It is 7. But if we want Excel to calculate the sum, we have to tell it a command, a function. The function will be to add A2 and B2, because A2 contains 5, B2 contains the second number, that is 2. So for the addition, we type equals A2. As you can see, A2 has been selected, plus B2. B2 has also been selected. It has also been written on the formula bar. When we press enter, the result appears: 7. Now to subtract, we will subtract, তার মানে বিয়োগ করব. We will subtract number 1 from number 2. So what do we type here? Equals A2 minus B2. When we press enter, we have the subtraction of 5 and 2, that is 3. Now we will multiply the number 1 and number 2, that is A2 and B2. So to multiply, we type equals A2 multiply B2 and we press enter. 5 into 10 is 5 into 2 is 10. Now we will divide 5 divided by 2. So we type equals number 1, that is A2, divided by B2. We press enter. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. If we want the numbers to appear in the middle of a cell, we press center adjustment, and the numbers have been moved to the center. If we press left adjustment, right adjustment, center adjustment. Now, this was method 1. Method 2. We will now add the first number and the second number without typing them in the formula bar. So, similarly, if we press equal A3, right? Instead of typing A3, we will select it with the mouse button. So we select A3 cell. And as you can see, when I click on A3, A3 appears in our formula bar. We are doing addition. So we type plus. Plus what? B3. So we just click on B3. B3 automatically appears. We press enter. And as you can see, 10 plus 4 is 14. In order to subtract, we do the similar function, equals A3 minus B3. Press enter. Subtraction appears. To multiply, we type equals A3 into B3. 10 into 4 is 40. To divide, we type equal A3 divided by B3. Press equal. And as you can see, 10 divided by 4 is once again 2.5. So, instead of typing A3 and B3 into the formula bar, we can simply double click the boxes to select them. Now, when we double click this box over here, we can see the formula A3 plus B3. Enter. If we want to check the formula, we can either check it from the formula bar, or we can double click this cell and we find A3 minus B3. Enter. Now, we will repeat the same function up to C11. That is addition function. We have added A3 and B3 into C3. We have added A2 and B2 into C2. We wish to add A4 and B4 into C4. Similarly, we will add A5 and B5 into C5. Since we have already inserted the addition function in this box, if we want to repeat a function over the next few boxes, all we have to do is select this plus sign and click it and hold it downwards. As you can see, 15 plus 6 is 21, 20 plus 8 is 28, 25 plus 10 is 35. And if we check the formula, we double click this box, we find it is A5 plus B5. Double click this box, we find it's A6 plus B6. Similarly, if we double click C7, the formula is A7 plus B7. So, if a formula is written in a box, we can repeat a formula over the next boxes by selecting the corner box, which is a plus sign, holding it and continuing downwards, we have the formula. We wish to repeat subtraction function, multiplication function, and division function over the next boxes. So we will repeat the subtraction function for column D up to row 11. We will repeat the multiplication function from column E up to row 11. We will repeat the division function in column F up to row number 11. So, if we select all three boxes, this box D3 contains a function that is subtraction. The multiplication box E3 contains a multiplication function. On the other hand, the division box contains the division function. However, if we select three boxes at once, we click the plus sign to repeat the same function up to row number 11. If we let go, we can see subtraction has been done, multiplication has been done, division has been done. Because when we select all the boxes, they continue all their function. As you can see, this is A4 minus B4. This is A5 minus B5. Similarly, this is A11 minus B11. On the other hand, multiplication E11 contains A11 multiplied by B11. So we have continued the repeated function by clicking the plus button and continuing downwards. Now, if we wish to enter a new number in this box, what is the next number? Let us input a different number. We type 100. In number 2, if we type 50, as you can see, Excel automatically calculates the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division for our new A12 and new B12. The C12 contains A12 plus B12. D12 contains A12 minus B12. Multiplication box E12 contains A12 multiplied by B12, and the division box contains A12 divided by B12. A12 divided by B12. Okay, so method 1 was by individually typing the boxes into the function bar. Method 2 was, instead of typing, we select the boxes. And method 3 was repeating a function by clicking on this repetition box. Okay. Now, if we clear everything, we press the delete button. All the formulas have been cleared.